This laissez-faire stance in regard to economic policies was reaffirmed recently in Labugal-Bilaan Tribal Association versus Ramos, another decision I had the privilege to write for the Supreme Court. In his December 23, 2005 column, former UP Law Dean Raul C. Panganangan, citing Stanford Law Dean Larry Kramer, calls people empowerment in economics as, quote, popular constitutionalism, unquote. Having postulated this no-interference rule, I want to stress, however, that the Supreme Court will not hesitate to strike down on grave abuse of discretion any legislative or executive policy or act that, one, clearly violates the Constitution, the laws or settled jurisprudence, or two, those that have been issued with arbitrariness, whim, caprice, bias, or personal hostility on the part of legislative and executive officials. Thus far, ladies and gentlemen, I have discussed only the first role of the Chief Justice as primus inter pares. Let me now speak of his second role as the leader of the third branch of the government. Although the Constitution apparently lodges the management of the judiciary in the whole Supreme Court unbanked, several High Court resolutions, laws, tradition, and actual practice make the Chief Justice the Chief Executive Officer of the entire judiciary. Outside the realm of decision-making, in which he has one solitary vote, the Chief Justice is the unquestioned boss in the management of the entire judicial department. Nothing happens without his say-so. But more than a boss, he is the leader of the judiciary. The 2,000 justices and judges, as well as the 26,000 court personnel all over the country, holding him up for inspiration and example. Indeed, the Chief Justice is looked up to as the leader who would, and I quote, inspire and motivate and lead other officials to work unceasingly, to rise above their puny limitations, to excel beyond themselves, and to achieve collectively their loftiest dreams and highest aspirations, unquote. As a jurist, the Chief Justice is expected to be detached, mysterious, unreachable, untouchable, and even unfathomable. Yet, as the leader and CEO, he must be transparent, knowable, accountable, and reachable. The judge in him impels him to follow tradition, uphold precedents, and stabilize judicial thought, while the leader in him requires him to innovate, to re-engineer, to reinvent new and better ways of managing and moving forward. Grappling with my role as the leader of the third branch of government, I have, upon assuming my office, announced publicly that, one, I envision to lead a judiciary characterized by what I call 4 Ins: integrity, independence, intelligence, and industry. And two, in reforming the judiciary, I will focus on 4 items that I have codenamed ASIC: limited access to justice by the poor, corruption, incompetence, and delay in the delivery of justice. Let me discuss them very briefly. Integrity, the first of the 4 Ins, goes beyond mere honesty in dealing with fellow human beings. It is not a mere refusal to tell a falsehood. It encompasses the moral courage to denounce a wrong and promote the truth. By their actions and decisions, sometimes by their stunning dissents, justices and judges reveal their character and herald the truth. Integrity also includes intellectual decency and a deep sense of personal honor, which transcend a desire for personal acclaim or recognition. Persons of true integrity perform their tasks faithfully, regardless of whether their work is recognized by others or whether it leads to their promotion. Integrity likewise encompasses impartiality. Judges with integrity perform their duties without fear or favor, bias or prejudice. They ensure that their conduct is above reproach. Propriety and the appearance of propriety are essential to the proper performance of their duties. Thus, their credibility is maintained at all times. It goes without saying that they must avoid, as far as possible, any undue social contact and unnecessary fellowship with litigants and lawyers. The second aim of a good judiciary is independence. While this attribute refers both to the judicial institution and to the person of the judge, I shall speak here only of the latter. Magistrates decide litigations only on the basis of the rational relationship between the law and the facts, free from extraneous influences. They should not allow the ships that play public service, kinship, relationship, friendship, and fellowship to interfere in their judgments. Independence requires the men and women who wear the black robes to be free, not only of mental and intellectual biases, but also emotional baggage brought about by a misplaced sense of gratitude to the appointing or recommending authority. Indeed, they must be independent of all forces seeking to influence them unduly, including the President, Congress, with due respect to my friend Dick Gordon, who holds the purse strings of government, media, which has enormous persuasive capability, non-governmental groups like PHILCONSA, our critics, and about everyone else we must be independent of. It is said that the judiciary is the weakest of the three branches of government because, unlike the executive branch, it has no army or police to enforce its judgments. And unlike the legislature, it has no money to entice patronage. However, I dare say that the strength of the judiciary lies not in its lack of brute power or money, but in its moral courage to perform its constitutional duty at all times and against all odds. Its might is in its being right.